Oh my goodness. What's all this? It's a bunch of pens. Why are there a bunch of writing utensils in front of my screen? Well, I'm actually going to be making a video about a pen. Reason being, right after this video, I will be uploading my EDC videos, which are definitely overdue. I will be getting those up soon. Right after this video, they'll be just uploaded. You know, I'll set them up to upload right afterwards. So just put them in the upload queue, if you know what I mean. But I did want to actually talk about, I did actually want to make this video. I was kind of speculating whether or not to make this video, but I decided I will, because this will definitely become part of my EDC. If you don't know what that means, it means everyday carry, basically what you carry every day. So, anyway, allow me to show you, you know, what's all these pens about. That's because I actually am doing a video on a pen, right here. When I did my first video, when I actually did in my EDC video, I actually did show that I generally carry just a advertisement pen, one of the real thick, fat kinds that are, you'll see it in the video, alright? But I'm gonna still carry that, but I'm also gonna start carrying this too. So we'll see how that works. Anyway, this here is actually the Fisher Space Pen, which is really cool. And I do have the packaging here handy for you guys. Right here, this is deceiving packaging. You'd think it'd be the kind that just snaps open. No, it's not. It's glued. So I just had to, what I actually did, I figured out if you grab here and grab these two ends here and peel back really hard, you can actually break some of the glue bond. Once you get a big enough hole, just really pull hard, and then the pen will come free of its little molding here, and then it'll come out. So anyway, this is the packaging. Fisher Space Pen. There it is. This is what makes it so special. It will write underwater, upside down, at any angle, over grease, and extreme temperatures. And there's more. Underwater, in zero gravity, at any angle, even upside down. And a whole lot more. It will write, oh, just all over the place. It just writes all over the place. It will, if you need to write something, you can probably do it just about in any condition ever. So that's the cool thing about this. I would like to go ahead and start off this video mentioning the price. For this gimpy little pen, you're paying $20 just the retail price. And you're probably passed out in your chair right now, and if you are, maybe I should wait for you to wake up. But for those of you who are not passed out in your chair, good for you. Because obviously, you probably understand that for $20, you're not buying a gimpy little throwaway pen like this one here. This one happens to be for a church we're doing, and I decided I'm going to for my church, and I decided I'd show it to you because the church's name is rubbing off. So who cares? Yeah. But that's like a freebie. All right. But this thing will only last so long. You know, this part here's already come off. If you open up this right here. I mean, I guess technically you could buy refills for it, but you know, they don't last very long and all that stuff. But this right here, and you know, this is also plastic. This one here, though, is actually not plastic. This is metal, all right, and and you can actually purchase refills for it, which actually have right here. You can actually buy these refills here. I went ahead and bought one just so I'd have a backup. These are $5, but again, you got to keep in mind they have all those features. Right underwater, right in extreme temperatures. Now, granted, I don't really see why they're advertising that can write in temperatures that are above 250 plus degrees Fahrenheit. Because when you write in temperatures that hot, the pen will be too hot to touch. Okay? So, obviously, I don't think anybody's going to do that. You're probably going to have a robot. You're going to need like a robotic hand or some really special thermal protecting gloves on or something to prevent this thing from like melting the skin off your fingers. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I think that's kind of an interesting thing to advertise it. But I guess they've tested it, and if it worked, it worked. So, you know, yeah. Anyway, I've got all these extra pins here just to act as a size comparison. As you guys can see, this is a pretty small pen. I haven't opened it yet for a reason, though. This actually is a full-size pen when you use it. When it's closed up, it's actually, I like this. This is actually the bullet model, I should mention, which is the standard Fisher Space Pen. This actually, I've seen this in two colors, black and silver. or black and chrome. I almost bought the chrome, but then when I went back to the pen section to look for the refills, I saw this one was still hanging on the shelf. I'm like, ooh, black one, that's mine. I thought the black one looked really cool. So yes, but you know, it looks kind of small. Looks kind of small and gimpy. I mean, as I showed you already, pretty small. But if you pull the cap off, you know, there's your tip. There's the magical tip. But when you put this on, you know, this here's again the size it is with the lid on. You can see it's here. You can see it's pretty small. But when you pull it off and reverse it, now it's a full-size pen. You can actually use like a full-size pen and compare it to this again. It's basically the same size. Alright, just a little bit shorter, but it's just about the same size. So, and that was it compared to this sort of advertising pen, which these are very common. I'm sure you've seen a lot of them. You probably own several if you look around. Let's actually swap that is a special pen. This here is another one of my Chargers pens, but this one I actually am in the process of making into a DS stylus. And I figured to make it match my DSi, I'd give it a sort of matte finish. All I do is took sandpaper and just sanded it down. But, you know, here it is, like that. You can... Here, let me zoom out a bit. You can see about the same size. So... Alright, let me show you this pen. This is actually a pretty cool pen. This is a calligraphy fountain pen. Alright, I got this for like 15 bucks at some store. Maybe even less than that. I think it actually might have been less than that. Maybe even the $5 range. I don't know. This thing is kind of cool though, but it's dried up right now. The ink isn't refillable, so it doesn't work. So, bah. Anyway, this is a pretty big, massive pen. So I am actually. Oh no, actually, it's Just move that up. That's about the same size. You can see. So that's that. Next up, we have a pencil. This is you might have heard of these. These are pretty common, pretty popular. Actually, these are nice pencils too, but they are a bit more expensive. Dixon Ticonderogas, the black pencils. These are excellent pencils. Highly recommend them. Anyway, this one here is probably only been sharpened and rare. It might have just been used down to the point where the tip is dulled and not sharpened again. You can see that that's a lot bigger, but you know, then again, it is a pencil. And actually, I had a non-sharpened pencil. Where did that thing go? I want to show that to you as well. Here, I might have spontaneously put it back in the drawer. This is what is this for? Star Student! Star Student! One of those really generic school pencils. Again, it's huge. Pencils need to be long, because as you sharpen them, they get smaller and smaller and smaller. A well-used pencil, actually. Yeah, it's missing the eraser. As you can see, yeah. Enough pencil comparisons. That's not the best comparison in the world because pencils do change size as you use them. Alright, here's a mechanical pencil though, which does not change size. Still is kind of long compared to it, but you know. Finally, we have yet another plastic pen. This is actually something I'm glad I found. It's a Verizon pen! Oh my goodness! Oh, it's a very cheap pen. Had to help the tip go in. Wow, that's a shame. Actually, they're about the same size. Might be a little bit smaller, but they're just about the same size. Alright, now you got to keep in mind that, yeah, here, let's just grab the pins out of the mix here. I do want to now focus more on the pen itself, though. So we're going to go and move these out of the way. So, sorry if this is kind of a long video about a pen, but, you know, it's actually kind of a cool little idea here. I mean, it writes in space. How cool is that? That is what it was designed for the US people who went to space. Okay, so like I said, this thing will write underwater, will write upside down, will write at any angle, will write in extreme temperatures. I even think extreme cold is a bit impractical. I just think they should not have advertised extreme temperatures. Mainly, well, extreme cold, yes, you might be able to manage it, but I mean, extreme hot, this thing's gonna melt your skin when you're holding it, because it's a metal pen. I mean, come on, what were they thinking there? But yeah, it'll do all that and more. It'll write over fingerprints, write over grease, write over, it'll write over plastic. I've actually tested it out on plastic. Now the ink wasn't really able to grab anything, but I will show you on this. Actually, I think I practiced on this hand warmer package, and I'm just gonna write. And maybe if I let that sit there and dry, it will actually stick. But you guys can see, I was able to write on this piece of plastic here. Yeah, that's on plastic too. So that's pretty cool. I'll let that sit and dry though. It's not going to be able to stick very well though. Although let me also show you with the best performer out of them all, which is the church. Out of all the cheap ones, which is the church pin. It probably will not be able to do that. Actually it will. What do you think about that? Interesting. Interesting indeed. Oh well, I was thinking that that was kind of cool. And they're not smearing either. So, what do you know? I guess I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we'll do that. It'll write over tape. It'll write over anything, really. Just if you just need to write something down, you should not have any problems with a pen. Where did that pen go? One hit I will give it. It is a small pen when it's closed, and it's very easily losable, I think, but, you know, that's that. So, I would like to get into more specifics about the pen, though. We're very zoomed in. Just turn that way so you saw it in frame. So, like I said, this is an aluminum. Actually, does it say on here what the pen specifically is made of? No, I don't think it does. Maybe it says so on something else, on like a website. Anyway, that does have a good little showing of how the ink cartridge works. Hopefully my camera's resolution will let you read that, but just thought I'd show you that. There's the guy right there. They do have an excellent warranty on these. If you have any problems with it, just send it to the address on the packaging, and they will take care of you, I think, for free. A lot like the Zippo thing too, which is pretty cool. So that's that. I'm not sure what the exact dimensions are. Closed, it's quite tiny. I would say roughly the size of one of those golf pins. Like, you know, if you go to a golf court, you get a pencil to use with your scorecard. It's about that size. But open, it becomes basically a full-size pen. As you saw, it is a little bit smaller than some pens, but it's certainly a good size. And you can use it to do what you got to do under really any condition you need it. So that's cool. In terms of how you get to the ink cart, actually, let me first of all mention the pocket clip. If you don't like the pocket clip, it is removable. This is a hit though. If you like the pocket clip, if you accidentally take it off, I just found it's kind of hard to, kind of has a hard time holding on, but it will take off. It will come off. Pocket clip is metal, so that's pretty cool, right there, isn't it? Yeah. In order to get to the ink cartridge, you just unscrew here. You'll notice there's an O-ring there. Why that O-ring is there, I'm not sure. Probably just for aesthetics. So let's take the cap off. Or we'll set the cap right there. I guess the clip will help keep the cap from rolling away, or keep the pin from rolling away. So that's one good thing it is. When we take that off, there's how you get to the cartridge. Right there. This is the space pin cartridge here. Replaceable, not refillable, but replaceable. So that's pretty cool. And this here is the bottom portion of the pin, which is pretty cool. And this is the top portion of the pin, which has the threads on it. I'm wondering though, this actually has a spring in it, and I don't see why. See how it kind of springs back? See that? It has a spring in it, so I'm not sure what that's all about. It doesn't need a spring. It's not like, you twist it and it'll open up, or you push a button and it'll extend the little ink cartridge. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it has one nonetheless. So I think actually what it does is it keeps it from flopping around, keeps constant pressure on, keeps tension on the ink cartridge to keep it in place. Without that, if I were to probably turn this upside down like that, this would probably flop all over the place and just not look very good. So I think that's what that's all about. So yeah, that's that. The pocket clip just friction fits its way on there. If you push it down, further you push it down, the harder it'll hold on to. the better it will hold on. So I think that right there is a pretty good spot. So that's really it. It's metal. Definitely metal. There's just no questioning about that. So yeah, that's really all I know to say about it. It's a pin. What more do you need? It's a pin. So, but it can ride upside down, ride underwater, ride all that stuff. So that's pretty neat. One thing I wanted to point about the ink cartridge. If you look at this little, see that little plastic piece there? That, I think, what it says on the back is used for Parker style pins, which I presume probably means these type of pins. So presumably, if I wanted to put one of that cartridge, I'm not actually going to try it in this video because I don't want to lose it. I want to keep it in its packaging, so when I need to use it, I can. But let's just I think this comes off, doesn't it? Maybe not. But presumably you could do it that way if you wanted to, so that's kind of a neat feature, neat idea. If you wanted to put it in any old pen, you have that little extension there. That's for clicking pins, so that's what actually causes it to click and stay in place, if you know what I mean. So it does come with that, which I think is a very nice addition. Nice little freebie there. Not really freebie, but necessity if you want to do that. So you don't have to use this with their space pen. I mean, you know, that's kind of cool. I think that's very nice. So I'm gonna let you guys go now. We'll see if I upload this or not. If I do, there you go. That's the bullet. This is the bullet pen. The Fisher bullet space pen. If I don't upload it though, then sorry. We'll see though. It's a pretty nice pen for what it is though. For $20, you can't go wrong. Well, maybe you can if you aren't that if you don't need a nice pen. I just kind of would like a nicer pen just to have. One that I am proud to use. This would look great actually if you were, say, this would look great if you were, by the way, the cap here just friction fits onto the back and to the front. This would look great if you needed to dress up nice and like have a suit and tie on and stuff. This would go great, clip to your pocket, look awesome. So very executive looking is the word I'm looking for. So that is the space pen. So pretty sure you've seen them in museums, so you could get them at museums. You can also buy them in Staples, Office Max, Office Depot, probably any office store. If you're lucky, you might be able to find it at Walmart or Target. My Walmart doesn't carry them, but you might be able to. And again, they do come in two colors, or at least that I know of. Come in black and they come in chrome. They might come in maybe a matte silver. This is matte finish, by the way, if you can see right there. So it's matte. So I'm gonna let you guys go now. Thanks for watching and adios. Hey YouTube, I'm actually back. Wanted to mention a few more things actually. One thing specifically on the clip. This is something I just now noticed. I was looking at Fisher's website, and if you buy retail, protect this thing like it's like a precious gem. Don't lose this clip. If you lose your clip and you miss having that clip, this one little tiny piece of metal, very flimsy, barely weight. I mean, just has like almost no weight at all. I mean, you can barely tell you're holding it. You know, this piece of metal costs, get ready, $2. Okay, that's expensive. So I would recommend you actually buy from. I would actually recommend you buy from a local store, because again, like I said, I got this for $20, but if you buy online, you can buy just the pen, no clip, for $22, and you can buy it with the clip for $24. Okay, that's $2 for that little gimpy, flimsy little piece of metal there. So that's definitely something to be a little bit concerned about. Also, in terms of where you find inserts, let me actually put that clip back on my pen. The way it goes back on and the way it comes off too is friction fit. I think I mentioned this actually in the review. Push it really, you actually want to push it kind of far down. Alright, so that way it will not come off. And there you go. Now that's on there. No need to worry. It'll clip to your pins just fine. But in terms of finding the insert, I found this also at Staples, but look really hard. There's this big revolving display at Staples where you can get different refills for different things. This was in the very bottom right hand corner, and I mean very bottom. I had to crouch down to get it of this revolver, so I actually didn't even notice it the first few times I was looking. It's way down at the bottom, very hidden. This is also the last one, I think. No, it wasn't, but this one was the last one that was actually in decent condition. The only thing that was wrong with it had a bit of a crease somewhere. Someone had tried stealing one of these, so that's not good. So yeah, these are, again, I think I already mentioned, these are $5, so that might sound like a lot, but you're getting a big bang for your buck here. I mean, very reliable. If you need to write something, you can write it pretty much no matter what. I mean, if it is like snowing outside and it's like below freezing, even below 0 temperatures, yes, you could pull out this pen and write with it. If, you know, maybe you dropped it in the snow and you don't realize it until you come back outside, maybe like a minute later, and you find it, and you need to write something down anyway, you know, this will do it. You know, that is somewhat of an unlikely scenario, but it can happen. It can drop this in the snow, so, but this thing will write. Other pens might not be able to, so just keep that in mind. So that's it. I am going to let you guys go now, so adios. Actually, I don't need the fountain pen. I've already demonstrated that. It doesn't work very well anymore. Alright, are these all the pens I had? Yep, those are all the pens I had. This thing, when I start writing, I'm going to write down, right here. My handwriting is awful. There we are. And that was written with the space pen. Alright. And, as you guys can see, pretty clean, pretty clear. Not necessarily clear, but, you know. I'm going to try and keep the pins with their individual things here. Now I'm going to write with this advertising pen. Okay. Hopefully you people who are passed out in your chairs have woken up now, because you might notice that it didn't start off very clearly. Alright, now we're going to move on to the Verizon pen, which has some issues. And actually I'm going to need, this test sheet doesn't have a tip in it, this one here. So I'm going to need to swap it out for one that does have a tip, because again, I took the tip out, try to make it into a stylus. Ugh, sticky, goopy, gunky. It's a Verizon pen, it's supposed to be nice. This thing probably doesn't even work anymore, because the tip looks actually somewhat rusted. Oh, there you go. There's the Verizon pen. Alright, let me go actually get one more of these pens, and then I'll be back. I got duct tape on it to kind of cover up everything, but that bit of the logo, it doesn't matter. Okay, scoot this over a little bit. We'll finish off writing. Let's write this one at a bit of an angle. Oh, can you see up there? Alright. Okay, so let's take a look at our results. So, let's actually start off with this one since I just did it. If we take a good look over here, let me zoom into it. The church pen actually did a fantastic job. Now, the camera probably won't be able to pick it up, but I am spotting, I mean, I really don't think I can show you this, but, I don't know, I need to figure out a way to get in close here. I'll figure that out later on, but I do see that the ink is not consistent. Like, there's little bits of paper showing in between each little spot of ink. It's very hard for me to explain. I'll need to find out a way to get up close and personal with this, so I can show you. We'll figure that out here later, though. Let's look at the Verizon pen. The Verizon pen failed. It only got the C and the N. Alright, let's look at the other church pen, the one that's more common and is meant for advertising purposes. It did an okay job too, but as you can see when it started off here, the P is a little bit messed up. Not quite very good, not very consistent at the start. So there is that pen. Finally, the Fisher pen, the one that we've all been waiting for. the Fisher pen wrote it absolutely fine. Very clearly, very crisp, a little bit of smudging it looks like. I mean, very faint amount of smudging, but it actually looks very clear. Does it smudge anymore though? Heck, no. No, it doesn't. So, hopefully what this has helped show is that, you know, $20 pen is definitely worth it, because you're getting a much better performing product than these freebies here. I wanted to show you a Bic pen, because those are most popular, but I can't find one right now, which is kind of surprising, because Bic pens are very common. I just can't find one right now, though. Can't get a hold of one. But, oops. I would have showed you one of those too, because everybody should have a Bic pen. There's no reason not to, and I know I do, I just can't find it right now. So, I just wanted to show you that, you know, for $20, this actually is not a bad price. These are really nice pens, actually. I do want to now focus more on the pen itself, though.